Oh, Gina?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when she's coming back. She was supposed to come back in September, but she's still there.
No.
That sounds nice. I like that idea. So, yeah, I don't know when she's coming back to Salt Lake. Maybe indefinitely, but we'll just keep giving her yoga through Facebook. So I slightly injured my SI joint, so I won't be doing a lot of the moves today, but I'll still come around and assist you all. And I'll pass out the little consent coasters here shortly, so you can choose if you want to be assisted or not. So just a little heads up, if I look a little off, that's why. But it's all good. It's just part of the fun process of pregnancy. So it's an exciting journey. For practice today, first of all, I'm super grateful you're all here. Thank you. It's just so lovely to have this many beautiful people in one space. So thank you all for coming this morning, especially with it being so cold outside. And for practice, I talked about this a little bit last week, but I'd like to carry this theme forward of very intentionally slowing down and being a bit more still as we move through our practice. So finding those spots where we can settle into and letting the breath and the internal shifts occur versus the external, like large movements and feeling like we have to just keep pushing through things. So really focusing, and I love the weather doing this because it kind of causes this natural stillness of turning inward. So really intentionally slowing down, being a little bit more still and settling into the moment. So with that, find a comfortable seat here on your mat, and that could be seated cross-legged or kneeling, could be sitting up on a bolster or block, whatever feels good to you here. Close your eyes and begin your breath. Just noticing your breath here to start out, those whisper breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. Notice where that breath is held within your body. Maybe it feels expansive. Perhaps it feels more isolated in one spot. If you haven't already, start that Ujjayi breath. So you're intentionally drawing the breath in, using the muscles in the back of your throat. Filling yourself up, noticing that pause at the top. And intentionally exhaling out the nose, emptying as much as you can here. And then pausing at the bottom of the exhale. So starting simply with this basic rhythm of your breath this morning. Begin to draw your breath down. So you're pulling your breath down into your belly, expanding around the low back, activating this parasympathetic nervous system. So this rest, digest, so we're on a calmer wavelength this morning, using our breath to activate that. We'll work collectively with this intention of stillness, ease. If there's something else calling to you or something else that brought you to your mat this morning, weave that in as part of your personal intention. One more full Ujjayi breath here. And then place your hands on your belly and or your low back. So you can select which area or areas you'd like to place them. Your inhale, feel the belly and the back body expand, accepting more breath. And on the exhale, feel it hug back towards your center line, towards your center of your core. On your next inhale, shift your hands and your awareness up to the rib cage. So with the inhale, you feel your ribs expand outward to the left and the right. With the exhale, you feel it all hugging back towards your heart center. On your next inhale, bring your hands up to your chest and or your upper back. With the inhale, feel your chest rise, your back body lift. With the exhale, feel it settle back in. Transitioning into Viloma, this 3-part breath. You can place your hands in any of the locations you've placed them thus far. Exhale all the air out. Inhale the first third of your breath into the belly and low back. Pause. Second third into the rib cages. Pause. Final third, chest, upper back, holding full except for perineal holds. As you're ready, exhale, long, smooth exhale, emptying chest, ribs, belly. Again, like that, first third into the belly, low back. Second third into the rib cage. Final third, chest, upper back, all the way to full, holding at the top. Then exhale, allow for that long, slow, smooth exhale, emptying chest, ribs, belly. Continue this at your own pace for a few more rounds. Finish up the round that you're working on, and rest your hands in your lap. Come back to your basic Ujjayi breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. And there's no rush, but as you feel ready, start to bring in some movement here. So it could be as subtle as turning your head side to side, maybe twisting side to side, perhaps folding forward and back. Just getting some movements here. You can keep your eyes closed or open. It's your time to experiment and feel out your body in this moment. Do a few more rounds of breath here. With your next inhale, continue this movement, but shift forward onto hands and knees. So once again, it's a choose your own adventure with movement. So it could be as subtle as cat-cows, Maybe rolling the head in circles. Maybe settling all the way back to a child's pose and coming forward into a version of up dog or cobra. Take about 5 or so breaths here, just shifting, moving, feeling out the body in a little larger way here. There's no wrong way to move, so just allowing for some experimentation and some observation. Yeah, wonderful. Maybe even pressing back to a down dog. Whatever feels good to you here. We'll take about 3 more breaths. And over the next breath or 2, make your way back to our first inversion of the practice, your version of downward facing dog. So I intentionally say your version because perhaps your version today is a compilation of dolphin or hands and knees. Maybe your down dog feels good, or maybe you walk the feet wider apart, create a little more stretch along the outer legs. So finding the version of dolphin that suits your body in this moment. And then keep that strong Ujjayi breath going. You can always exhale out the mouth to release some tension. Yeah, beautiful. Two more deep Ujjayi breaths here. Filling your body up and emptying yourself out. With a second exhale, walk your hands to the back of your mat so you arrive in a forward fold. And we're just going to hang here for a few breaths. This is a lot on your low back. Keep your knees bent. You can also sway side to side if movement is more welcoming to your body first thing. Release your arms if they're crossed. Inhale, slowly roll your way up to standing. Inhale as the arms sweep overhead. Perhaps a little back bend if that feels good at the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale to float your arms back up to the sky. Exhale, slow, controlled dive as you fold forward. Either swan dive or roll your way down. Knees bend as needed. Inhale, halfway lift for that spinal extension. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat. Walk your hands back forward so you arrive back in your version of down dog. This time, find that stillness. So really press into the earth with your hands. Maybe the heels start to reach towards the ground. Tap into the inner shifts that are occurring. Noticing the breath, noticing as the muscles relax a little bit, taking you deeper into the pose. Where else can you release tension? Exhale, slowly lower your knees to the earth. Cross your ankles and come down onto your back. Make sure you have a prop nearby. I'll come tell you what to do. So make sure you have a prop nearby. Going for the roll. Everyone else, grab your block, place it in between your thighs, snug up towards the pubic bone. Yep. Extend your legs straight up to the sky. Now, if this is pulling on your low back or hamstrings today, bend your knees. And if that doesn't feel like it's enough release of pressure, then you can keep the feet all the way on the ground and do the same action. Interlace the hands back behind your head. Take a huge breath down into the back body. Hold that breath in, press mid back into mat. Curl tailbone up, squeeze your prop. On your exhale, lift head and shoulders. Yes, squeeze the prop a second time. Pull low belly down. Awesome, inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath. Press mid back into mat. Curl tailbone, squeeze the prop. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Shoulder blades lift, squeeze a little more. Pull belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath, press mid back into mat. Curl tailbone, squeeze. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Shoulder blades lift. Squeeze a little more, draw belly down. Awesome, inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath, press mid back into mat. Curl tailbone, squeeze. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Shoulder blades lift, squeeze a little more. Lift legs a little bit higher, yes, awesome. Pull belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath. Press mid back in the mat. Curl tailbone, squeeze. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Shoulder blades lift, nice job. Squeeze a little more. Pull belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Keep your legs up. Squeeze the block. Curl tailbone. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Shoulder blades lift. Activate the feet. Spread the toes. There you go, Lisa. Pull belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. We're going to do one more round here. Hold the breath. Press mid back into mat. Curl tailbone. Squeeze. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Shoulder blades lift. Squeeze a little more. Pull belly down. Tuck a little more. Nice. Inhale, release. Set your prop aside. Let's do some windshield wiper legs so feet are about mat width apart. Also called butterfly in a rock because I just love that visual. So feet are mat width apart, lowering knees one side. Inhaling, bringing them back to the center. Exhale over to the other side. And just get into a pace that feels good to your body. Maybe we're going to do another one, so just do that. Yeah. Stretch. And now bring your legs back up through center. Transitioning into star spiraling pulse. This was actually named after a line in a Joni Mitchell song. And since she's performing again, I feel like it's apropos that we do the pose again. So, knees stack over your hips. Bend at 90-degree angles or slightly less. And then interlace the hands back behind your head. Take a huge breath down into the back body. Hold that breath in. Curl tailbone up. On exhale, lift head and shoulders. Take an inhale here. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows towards the left thigh. Reach right heel straight up towards the ceiling. Pull belly down. Inhale, turn the toes towards center line. Exhale, pulse the right heel. 3 little lifts towards that ceiling. Draw low belly down. Inhale, bend both knees, come back to center, head and shoulders stay up. Curl tailbone, exhale, elbows towards right thigh. Reach left heel straight up towards the ceiling, pull belly down. Inhale, turn left toes towards center line. On exhale, pulse 3 little lifts without jerking. Draw low belly down. Inhale, bend both knees back to center. Hold the breath. Press mid back in the mat. Curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards left thigh. Reach right heel straight up towards the ceiling. Pull belly down. Yes. Inhale, turn toes inward. Exhale, pulse 3 little lifts. Beautiful. Draw belly down. Inhale, back to center. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows towards right thigh. Left heel goes straight up. Pull belly down. Inhale, turn toes inward. Exhale, pulse 3 little lifts. Nice, Lisa. Draw belly down. Inhale, back to center. Hold the breath. Press mid back in the mat. Curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards left thigh. Right heel goes straight up towards the ceiling. Pull belly down. Inhale, turn toes in. Exhale, pulse 3 little lifts with the leg towards the ceiling. Yeah, that's it, Danny. Pull belly down. Back to center, hold the breath. Curl tailbone, exhale, elbows towards right thigh. Reach left heel straight up, pull belly down. Inhale, turn toes in, and then pulse that left leg. 3 little lifts without jerking. Gorgeous Melinda, pull belly down. Inhale, back to center, and release. All right, setting up for bridge pose. Reach down with your fingertips, graze the back of your heels. On your inhale, press down strongly through your feet. Peel the spine up and away from the mat, lifting into bridge. You're welcome to use the prop in between your thighs or under your hips for additional support here. And if it's comfortable, close your eyes. Draw your attention once again inward. Keep your legs active here by really pressing down into the earth with your feet. Let there be softness and ease through the abdominals. Relax through the neck and jaw. Breathe into the space you've created in this pose. Take your breath very intentionally into your belly. Feel that area nice, David. Expand with the inhale. Accepting all that breath. With the exhale, feel everything coming back towards spinal line. Take 5 more deep breaths. Finding the ease and the stillness. Notice how there is still movement internally. Your next exhale, remove any props. Tuck tailbones, slowly roll your spine back down to the mat. Once you arrive here, release the back body. Either hug the knees into your chest or press the thighs away, just tractioning out the spine. Roll over onto your left side and make your way back up to a seat, coming all the way forward onto hands and knees. Starting with a turbo puppy here. So hands are shoulder width apart, slightly in front of the shoulders. On your exhale, bend the elbows so they're hovering above the ground. Start to squeeze the forearms toward one another like you're trying to pop an invisible balloon. Let your head hang heavy. So your chest is fired up, super strong here. Upper back is spreading and accepting breath. You're welcome to stay here. This is a lot in Turbo Puppy. Or if you feel inclined to tack on a little more intensity, you can come into a Turbo Dog. I recommend straightening the arms first, then coming back into the bent arm position so you're halfway between a dolphin and a down dog. Squeezing the elbows strongly towards one another, hips extending to the sky. Yeah, and the closer your elbows are hovering to the ground, the more intense the pose will feel. 3 more breaths. Awesome, Mike. Wherever you are, feel that intensity. Keep the breath strong, supporting you down and relax the neck. Yeah, there you go. Take 1 more inhale here. Exhale, lower the knees, straighten the arms. Sit all the way back to child's pose for just 2 breaths, straightening out the arms, releasing tension. Then on exhale, lower the elbows to the ground. shift forward, setting up for dolphin. So here either the forearms are parallel to one another or hands clasped for extra support. Get that light squeeze of inner arms towards one another. On exhale, tuck your toes under, hips extend to the sky for dolphin. Head hangs heavy but is not touching the ground. Connect into that strong breath, supporting your pose. On your next inhale, slowly extend left leg up to the sky. Yes. Spread your toes. Reach that leg long, and then reach it high so you're taking some of the weight out of the shoulders and transitioning it into your strong leg. So you're lifting up. Yeah, that's it. Awesome, breathing. Exhale, slowly lower the left leg. Inhale, right leg floats to the sky. Good, spread the toes, reach that leg long. And always exhale out the mouth, release tension. Exhale, lower the right foot. 3 more breaths in your dolphin. Find that steadiness. Yes, you can tiptoe the toes in closer. Exhale, knees to the earth. Child's pose, puppy, or embryo. Really, whatever will allow your body a moment to rest, to surrender here. Being held by the ground. Just a few breaths in stillness. Make your way back up to hands and knees. Exhale back to your version of downward facing dog. And I've mentioned this many times over the years, but please make this class your class. So if a pose I'm offering doesn't feel right to your body in this moment or today, switch it up. Make it so that it fits your body. If you need a break or a moment to just be, then take that as well. Yoga was just made up by people, so find what feels good to you. Take a deep breath in your down dog. Exhale all the air out, step or hop to the top of your mat, arriving in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, extending the spine. Exhale, fold it back in, knees can bend here. We'll do one more like that. Inhale, spinal extension. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms reach tall. Beautiful. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Classical sounds. Inhale, re-extend the arms. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. So going at your own breath pace. Inhale, step left foot back for a lunge. Add some padding under that left knee if you'd like. Inhale, hands can come to that right thigh, or both or one arm can reach up to the sky. If you prefer, that back knee can be lifted. We'll take a few intentional breaths here. Firing up the legs, softening the shoulders, expanding the breath into the front body. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your way back to plank pose. Your choice, you can move directly to down dog or flow through vinyasa. Knees are always an option here. Inhale, cobra or up dog if you're working with the vinyasa. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. On your next exhale, step left foot forward. Lunge or low lunge on this side. Inhale to lift the torso, whatever you'd like with the arms here. Finding your version. Excuse me, of this pose. Softening the shoulders. Yeah, fill this pose with breath. Good, Eliza. Find the breath here. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step forward. Uttanasana, that forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, hands to heart, center. Continuing with flow here, inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold to Uttanasana. Inhale, step right foot back, lunge. Lift and open with the torso. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to plank. Chaturanga, you can always skip it and go direct into down dog. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Yes, good, David. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Your next exhale, right foot steps forward, lunge. Lift and open with the inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth. Forward fold. Moving with your breath here. Inhale to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart, center. Continuing this flow, inhale, re-extend. At your own breath pace, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step left foot back, lunge. Keep the inhale going, lift and open. Exhale, hands to the earth, step plank. Continue to flow, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Exhale, step left foot forward, lunge. Full breath to open it up. Exhale, hands to the earth, forward fold. Inhale to rise all the way up. Yes, exhale, hands to heart. Last round here, inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back lunge. Turn it into a back bend if that feels good. Lift and open with the inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth, step to plank. Continue the exhale through chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart, cobra or up dog. Gorgeous. Exhale, back to down dog. Exhale, step right foot forward, lunge. Full breath, open it up. Exhale, hands to the earth, forward folds. Inhale to rise up, reaching tall. Exhale, hands back to heart to center, mountain pose. Close your eyes, pause. You're welcome to keep your hands at heart center or rest your arms by your sides. Regardless of the position, keep your arms softly activated so that energy can run all the way throughout the fingertips, through the fingertips rather. And in this stillness, notice all the activity, all the action that's occurring internally. Inhale to float the arms back up to the sky. Exhale, sit back to chair pose, Uttanasana. Fire up the legs here, so either Forrest or Annastasia style, either pressing the toes strongly into the mat or peeling the toes away from the mat. Sit your hips a little bit further back, activating the thighs, yes. And then soften through the shoulders, yeah, even more. There we go, let's go. Breathe into the chest, take one more inhale here. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift for that spinal extension. Good, beautiful, Korean. Exhale, place your hands on the mat and simply step your way back to plank pose. So knees can always come down for support here. Connect into your core. I was talking to a colleague of mine. She said she went to a yoga class where they held plank for 5 minutes. I was like, what kind of yoga is that? Yeah. On your exhale, lower slowly, chaturanga. We will not be doing that in my class. Inhale, cobra or up dog, lifting the heart. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Maybe it was a core yoga class, I don't know. Take a deep breath in and down dog. Exhale out the mouth. Let's do that much again. Deep breath in. Exhale, let out a sigh. Yeah. Inhale, slowly extend that left leg up and back. Spread your toes, reach that leg long. So much so that it's like you're trying to print or imprint the back wall with your toes here. Yes. And then balance that reach by really pressing strongly through the hands. Soften through the head and shoulders. Yeah. Take one more inhale. Exhale, step left foot through. So we're gonna rise up to warrior two. So back heel roots down. Inhale to windmill your arms up. Arrive in warrior two. Take a moment setting yourself up here. So left knee is stacked over the ankle. Hips are squaring towards that window wall. Shoulders are soft. And if you need to soften the shoulders more, you can always flip the palms to the sky and bend the elbows. You can keep them there or you can flip them back over. Full deep Ujjayi breaths. Taking a moment, settling into this pose. Noticing all those subtle shifts occurring internally. Reverse warrior, flip the left palm to the sky. Exhale, reach up and back. Right hand can be on the hip, can work its way down the leg, or if you like the bind, you can take that variation. Wherever you are, keep the left knee bent, reaching towards the front of the room. Balance that by strongly reaching back through the left hand. So all this space in the left side body can be filled up with breath. Transitioning into a neck stretch, bring just the left arm towards the front of the room. Left arm is parallel to the ground. Let your head hang heavy towards the right shoulder. Option to move the jaw around here, as Anna Forrest calls it, lip glide jaw slides. There was a moment when she was requiring chapstick as part of the props for this exact move. On your inhale, reach the left arm forward, come back up through warrior two. We're gonna straighten out the left side, transitioning into triangle pose. So you may want to shorten the stance a little bit here. Both legs are straight, shift the right hip back, reach as far forward as you can, and then down. Left hand to your shin, block or earth. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Yeah. Working here so your body is in a single plane. Shoulders stacked over shoulders, hips over hips. My favorite visualization here is like you're trying to fit into a toaster. It works, right? Draw that right shoulder blade back. Yeah. Right hip back. Feel that stretch. Maybe in the middle of the spine. Yeah, that's a good lift. welcome to stay here or transition with me into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. You'll rock your weight forward into that left foot. Bring a block with you if you'd like. Left hand to the outer diagonal. Right arm and right leg eventually extending up towards the sky. Yes, beautiful. You can always stay in triangle. There's a different version here that you'd like a bind. You're welcome to take that. Filling this pose up with breath. Yes, awesome. It is a balancing pose, so you may come in and out of it a few times. That's great. 2 more breaths. Exhale, lower the right hand to the ground. Hug the right knee into your chest. Single-legged or double-legged forward fold. So your option is to reach the right leg straight up to the sky for that standing splits, or right leg steps in to meet the left for a basic forward fold. Taking a few breaths here, yeah. If you're in the single-legged forward fold, hug the left arm around the left calf, if that feels okay. Reach that right leg high towards the sky. Yeah, turn it into the splits. Last inhale here, you got it. Exhale, step the left foot to the, or right foot rather, sorry. Right foot to the back of your mat. Fire up the legs so the inner thighs are squeezing towards one another. And now sweep the arms back behind you so you're hovering above this left thigh. Inhale, arms extend all the way up to the sky, crescent lunge. Just take a moment settling into your lunge. You're always welcome to bring the right knee down for support if needed. Fill this pose up with breath. Exhale, release the arms behind you. Interlace the fingers, start to draw the knuckles down as you lift the chest up. Breathing into the heart here, breathing into the shoulders. Staying here, or start to bend the right knee, hover it above the ground. Squeeze the thighs towards one another. I think we started calling this telly lunge back in the day. 2 more breaths here, keep the legs fired up. Inhale, straighten out the right leg. Root down through the back heel so you're in a warrior one-ish stance. Exhale, dive forward for ostrich pose. Torso to the inside of the left thigh, clasp hands reach up to the sky. Now if that feels like too much on the shoulders, you can always bring the hands down to the ground. You can always keep the torso upright if needed. Relax the head, hug shoulder blades towards one another. Yeah. Few more breaths here. Exhale, lower the clasp, then release your hands. Walk both hands over to the right. Parallel the inner edges of your feet, so you may need to reset so they're even. On your exhale, fold forward for Prasarita Padottanasana, this basic wide-legged forward fold. If there's a specific version you like with your arms, you're welcome to take that, maybe clasping hands behind you, grabbing the big toes, yeah. We'll be here for about 5 breaths. Let the head hang heavy. Awesome breathing. Keep a light squeeze of the inner thighs towards one another. So you're still active in this pose. Inhale, come up. the toes around. Both hands come to the inside of that left leg. Lower the right knee down to the ground. So getting deeper into lunge here. This can be where you stay. If you feel a lot happening, this is a perfectly great place to work. If you'd like to go deeper, you can ease your way down to the forearm, placing them on the ground or a block. If you'd like a little more strength work, tuck the right toes under, pick up the right knee. Connect into that fluid breath, supporting the intensity. Notice where you're gripping, where you're creating tension. A lot of times our hips are connected to our jaw, so notice if you're tightening around the teeth here. If you're gripping around the shoulders and the neck, can you melt a little bit there? If you can't, that's a good indicator to back out the pose softly or slightly, so it's softer. Inhale, make your way back up to the palms of your hands if you're not already. Lower the right knee down to the ground if it's not there already. Coming into lounge lunge. So you're going to turn your torso towards the left thigh. Right hand's going to stay on the ground. The left arm is going to wrap around that left leg. Relax the right side of your body towards the ground. If this is too much on the shoulder or the wrist, you can come down onto that right forearm. So you want to turn your torso towards the left leg, hug the left leg in. And then really relax the right side body towards the ground. It's like you're trying to create a drape through the right ribs, right hip joints. About 3 more breaths here. Yeah, good. I like the different variations happening. Inhale, turn your torso back to the ground. Reset your hands to the earth. Walk your hands back as you straighten out the left leg for Ardha Hanumanasana or full Hanumanasana. So if your hamstrings feel warm enough and splits are part of your practice, you're welcome to inch the legs further apart, getting the hips close or to the ground. Otherwise, you can work with this half variation folding over the left leg. Taking the version that works for you here. 5 deep breaths, very intentionally. Moving your awareness into that left hamstring. Perhaps the right quad if you're working more towards the full splits. Always exhale out the mouth as the intensity builds. Once again, where can you soften? Yep, we're still in the pose. Half of you are looking up, you're like, I'm done yet. 2 more breaths. Remember when I said we were going to work with stillness? On your exhale, bend the left knee. Slowly ease your way out of that. Yeah, move carefully, move slowly. We're going to make our way back to down dog. So if you'd like a few cat-cows or a vinyasa in between, go for it. But eventually we'll all arrive in our version of downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and down dog. Exhale out the mouth. Yeah, let's do one more like that. Deep breath in. Exhale to let it go. Awesome. Inhale, right leg extends up to the sky. Spread through the toes, reach this leg long. And then feel for a little more height without crunching in the back. Maybe imprint your toes into the back wall. And then on your exhale, step the right foot through, rising up to warrior two. Take your time to get there. Yeah, there's some great music. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's nice, so no complaints. Right knee stacked directly over the heel. Yeah, you're not hearing voices. There's some music. Arms parallel to the ground. You have that option to flip the palms if you'd like. Check in with your back body. Make sure you're not pressing the belly unnecessarily forward. There's a soft tuck, just barely, in the spine, so you have that natural curve here. And then fill this pose up with breath. Reverse warrior, flip the right palm to the sky. Exhale, reach up and back. Whatever you'd like here with this left hand, so hand on hip, that's the most supportive variation. Or left arm works its way down the left leg, or you bind if that's your choice. Breathing into this right side body, from the hip all the way up to the armpit. Just feeling for space here. And really infusing the breath into the space you've created so you get this full stretch. Moving into a neck stretch, reach the right arm towards the front of the room. Head hangs heavy towards the left shoulder. And then direct your breath into the stretch. So if you don't feel something, you can always move the head or the arm around so you feel that sweet spot. Let your breath help ease some of the tension out of the neck, some of those shoulds in the shoulder. Inhale to reach through the right arm, come back up through warrior two, and all the way forward into your triangle pose. So you may want to shorten your stance a bit. Shift the hips back, right arm reaches forward, and down, left arm extends up to the sky. There, your left hand can be placed on a block, on the ground, with your shin. Fill this pose up with breath. I like to imagine this pose is cylindrical. So the breath is moving in all directions. Now you're welcome to stay here or transition into that balancing pose, Ardha Chandrasana half moon. If you'd like to bring a block with you, go for it. Shifting the weight into your right foot, right hand comes to the outer diagonal. Left arm and leg extend up to the sky. Once again, if there's a different variation you prefer, you're welcome to take that here. Yes, beautiful. Connect into that strong breath supporting your pose. Good, Danny. Few more breaths here, holding steady. Noticing those little shifts that create the balance. And then exhale, left hand to the earth, hug the left knee into your chest. Your choice, single-legged or double-legged forward fold. So either that left leg extends up to the sky as you fold over the right leg, or the left foot steps in to meet the right for a basic forward fold. If you're in that single-legged forward fold, wrap the right arm behind the calf, draw your way deeper into the pose as long as it feels okay on your hamstrings. Yeah, beautiful. Find that strong breath. Nice, Lisa. Spread your toes if the leg is extended. Yeah, so there's activation. On your next exhale, step the left foot to the back of your mat. Take a moment here, squaring the hips to the earth, front of the room. Fire out the legs. Inhale, arms sweep back behind you. Hover above that right thigh because you're strong. Inhale them all the way up, crescent lunge. Once again, left knee can always come down for support. Fill this pose up with breath. Take your shoulders, lift them as high towards your ears as you can. You're going to exaggerate that, and then exhale, soften. Yeah. Sometimes you have to take it to an extreme to find the release. When you exhale, release the arms behind you. Interlace the fingers. Start to draw the knuckles down. Taking a few breaths here into the chest. And then adding on that telly lunge, bend the left knee, hover it above the ground. Feels like a hell of a lot. Getting you ready for ski season. I am not skiing this year. On your exhale, root down to the left heel. Dive forward into ostrich pose. Now, if that feels too much, modify. So maybe you stay upright. If you're in the full version, clasp hands are reaching to the sky. If that feels too much, you can always bring the hands down to the ground. Wherever you are, though, let the head hang so that there's a release through the neck and shoulders. Yeah. Back knee can always come down if it starts to feel like too much. Honoring yourself and your practice. Feel more breaths here. Beautiful. Prasarita Padottanasana. Release the clasp. Walk your hands over to the side. Parallel the inner edges of your feet. Toes on an even plane, so you're not adding weird things to your SI joint or your sacrum. You can take the same version you took before or change it up. About 5 breaths here. Really focus on an element of surrender regardless of the variation you've selected. What else can you let go of in this moment? You have the arms or hands in a configuration, release. Inhale, halfway lift. And walk your hands back to the top of your mat. Spinning the toes around. Both hands come to the inside of the right leg and lower the left knee to the ground. Now this is where you can stay. This can be pretty intense in and of itself. Go with it. If you'd like to go deeper, you can come down to the forearms. If you'd like a little more intensity in the pose, curl the left toes under. Activate that left thigh. Left hamstrings, lifting the knee away from the ground. For this version, keep the right knee hugging in towards the torso. So you're getting really deep in the hips here. Breathe into sensation. You can always exhale out the mouth to release tension. Yes. Notice if you're gripping elsewhere, like the jaw or the neck, the shoulders. These are common place to tighten. Maybe you're gripping at the pelvic floor, see if you can soften. 2 more breaths. inhale to walk your way back up to the palms of your hands. Left knee back down to the earth. Lounge lunge. Left hand stays on the ground. Turn your torso towards that right thigh. And then take the right arm, elbow towards hip, fingertips wrap around that left shin, or right shin rather, right knee. The side body releases towards the ground, yeah. So you're feeling for a stretch in this left side body. So Mike, turn totally towards the windows. And then, yeah, wrap the arm around. There you go. And if that doesn't feel like a stretch, you can always prop that left forearm onto your block. Taking a few more breaths into this left side body. Reach strongly through the left leg. Your exhale, turn your torso back down to the ground, both hands, once again to the earth. Half splits or full splits. Start to straighten out the right leg. If you're working with half splits, the hips stack over that left knee. If you're working with full splits, inch that left leg, or right leg forward, left leg back. Going to the depth that works with your body this morning. And now you know we're going to be here for a bit of time. So, with that in mind, don't go into your deepest version. Go into a version that you can hold. Maybe to like 70 or 80% of your depth here that you can soften further into. Let your breath be the guide that takes you deeper in this pose. Two more full breaths here. Carefully, intentionally, start to ease your way out of that. And we'll all be up and down dog. Take your time to get there, maybe some justified cat-cows or a vinyasa. Eventually arriving back in your downward facing. Take a deep breath in and down dog. Exhale to step or float through, coming to a seat on your mat. And all the way down onto your back. I had some fun inversions planned, but we ran out of time. So, next time, hug your knees into your chest, rock it a little side to side. From here, you can transition into happy baby pose, grabbing hold of the big toes, the first two fingers of the outer edges of your feet. Coming into a reclined pigeon, also known as figure four or back release. Let go of the right toes, cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Start to hug the right knee into your chest as you press the left knee away. Taking about 5 more breaths here on this side. as you feel ready, moving into a spinal twist. So you have the option of crossing that left leg all the way over top the right to make it a deeper twist, or to uncross the legs completely. On your exhale, shift the hips to the left, lower your knees to the right. So there's a few options. If you want to stay on your back, you can move ankle across over knee and do this version. If that feels like too much, you can come up and you can do a twist towards the blood. Yeah. Inhale, ease your way back up out of your twist. And at your own pace, transition to a hip stretch on the second side, crossing your right ankle over the left thigh. Taking about 5 to 7 breaths. As you feel ready, transition into your twist. Once you feel balanced with that, move into your final relaxation, Shavasana. If you'd like to add clothing or props, please do so. If your body is still craving some specific poses, please take the time for those as well. Every morning, the world is created under the orange sticks of the sun. The heaped ashes of the night turn into leaves again and fasten themselves to the high branches, and the ponds appear like black cloth on which are painted islands of summer lilies. If it is your nature to be happy, you will swim away along the soft trails for hours, your imagination alighting everywhere. And if your spirit carries within it the thorn that is heavier than lead, if it's all you can do to keep on trudging, there is still somewhere deep within you a beast shouting that the earth is exactly what it wanted. Each pond with its blazing lilies a prayer heard and answered, lavishly, every morning. Whether or not you have ever dared to be happy, whether or not you have ever dared to pray. Mary Oliver. still closed, neck relaxed, press your way up to a seat on your mat. Inhale to sweep your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart, center. Taking a moment here in stillness, just to observe, to be. Let's honor our practice this morning with one round of Om. Take a deep breath in.